Don't say that, yeah. Hello, anyone, anywho, yeah, y'all could. And be careful, pie, yeah. You have lots of evil threats, but worth it, yeah, worth it. I don't even understand why you against pie, yeah, y'all could, yeah. And pie, when you're there, I see you waking from 241, 42, 43, 46, and 48 here. I do see the rake brought you something. If them steal it, pie, the rake will disembowel them, yep, and then convert the electricity to electric, and then yet rebeam it to you. And right there, inhale and endure, yep, you evolve. Pie, real, yeah, real. And right after 9 hours, yep, evolution fit, but be careful, pie. Two more, yep, gene surgery, yep, real, yep, two more. And in 4 hours, your nervous system look good and be good, pie. I saw 9 months. You should be faster than light, pie. How y'all could? Yep, you're about 4 trillion months. Yeah, real, yeah, real. And then pie, you said 20 minutes later, look at humans that know nothing. Yep, y'all could. And be good, pie. Yep, I see a ram demon, behemoth, yep, 15 generation in the blue skies. He answers you in English and in Hmong, pie, yep. And then right there he tells you, and then pie, eventually you'll get to Indonesian space station, country, or Malay, or Thai. But really, 3 Indonesian space countries, yeah, up there, real, yeah, space stations. That's what they were hiding. Yeah, that's true, yeah, that's true. And then right there, Thai side of heaven is pretty much neating off limits. Same thing with Perma. Perma, Pi's trying to sneak in the Perma side of the heaven. The space metal building is harder to get into. And then right there, you do the pies, and when you do, I saw you did your hawk stance, and then yep, that means you can rob any and murder any because of your royal symbol. And then 14 hours, the hawks laugh and say, "Whoa, the Hmong edition came home." That's true. Yeah, that's true. 3 months later, Pi, when you did the hawk stance and your knee up, yep, it flee. Yep, you got it. Yeah, you got any other human gods, real or god is real, illegal robbery, because technically they're goetic clones. They're not really your yellow god origins. That's true. That's why the swirly eye hawk and the spool beak hawks, the Burmese, yep, is bigger head. Is bigger head. The Cambodian, the smaller head, right there. They laugh with pie. Yeah, they laugh with pie. They knew it. Those are not our children. Pies are children. And then 4 hours of them laughing, you gain, yeah, you gain everything for free. Real, as real. Because technically you're not supposed to be up there. And pie, once you're there, you'll know pie. If Behemoth, yeah, the 15 generations thrown out pie, him is out of the saucer, be careful pie. I see the ram demon is running, and then Egyptian African nation gods that came for him, and it is up to him to escape and come back and meet up with you again. That's true. That's true. He's the best distraction, pie. You didn't die, pie, but 2 hours of you terrified. Yeah, terrified. And the pie, you said 9 months. Yeah, 4 trillion miles per hour. A few more gene upgrades and correction collaboration. After collaborated by your male rake spirits, pie. I saw 2 hours you looking for the Hebrew version right there, yeah, the Persian version. You max out, pie, how you max out? You use your rake supercharger in the throat intestine. You went faster, yeah, faster, near level 4, yeah, near level 4, real, yeah, crescent moon speed right there, pie. 4 hours of you doing that in blue sky. You hover back down and heal, pie, have 100% speed. Right there, your throat fit, your intestine DNA fits, yep, works, nervous system works. 2 hours and you're happy, pie. Yep, you're healing right. Your particle and sticks and stuff look good, pie. Yep. Skin is healing. Let me know. Yeah, it's healing. Yeah, it's healing. Your little bootleg device is working from your ghoul spirits. Yep, perfect. And demons, perfect. Beaming back. Yep, the correct. Yep, elemental particle sticks and atoms. Yep, molecules and your healing. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yep, you didn't die. 3 fucking hours of you crying, pie, right there on the internet, and then 3 demons came back down and said, "Pi, you not die, but we need a home too." Yeah, 100%. Yeah, show yourself. Yeah, show up and Pi say hello. Yeah, that's true. Pi like you. Pi put you in Mars, and as soon as Pi, yeah, square away things in Indonesian and Perma side of heaven and Thai and publish, yeah, which space station countries yet you can go live and dwell in with Pi. Yeah, that's correct. The best fight scene, Pi. 20 rams on you for being a top-notch monster, and then they knew it. That Egyptian, yeah, the Egyptian gods and goddesses of them come for pot, yeah, distract them, yeah, beat them down, vaporize them, and then, yeah, Yeah, okay, yeah, Pi's gonna go hide. That's true. That is true. Pi's in the end, they saw you murder Egyptian male African gods. Real, yeah, real. Pi murdered four of them around the planet. Real, yeah. And then Pi didn't tell you that's Islam Paisan story. Yep, similar to eight sided star. Real, yep, and did the same in Persia. Yeah, real, yep. Pi is four sided star Aztec god equivalent Elixir spinal cord DNA. You have all of the old white gods, yeah, stolen technology and DNA from Aztec origins, but they are white. Pi, yeah, that's true. They're 2 million years old. And Pi, you gained but 2 hours of the Ram making fun of you, Pi. He says, can you really do that? Yes. And then they saw you fought the stupid little weak champions in Malaysia, Indonesia, and then right there in the room, Pi, Persian, yeah, Saudi versed you, and then you murdered 70 trillion per second for 8 days, and he shouted, "That's enough." Yeah, okay, yeah, that is level 4. Yeah, that is level 4. And then later on, the level 3s are there. Yeah, level 3 is there. It's quick. Yeah, they're quicker. Yeah, they're quicker. And then 3 hours of that, he cries, Pi, yep, all of those are stole away. Blue haze wine, yep. Middle Eastern origins, yep. Pure pirate evil. That's true, that's true. And Pi said, when you're there, 4 fucking hours of you gutting in that space station you was well known as Mom. Oh, yeah, that's correct, that's correct. 3 hours of that, and then police knew it. The Cobra, four-headed and three-headed prince, yep, went back home, yep, arrived back in an Asian space station country, real. The best fight scene, Pi, is that your space countries have been overrun by space pirates too, so be careful, Pi. And then Paisa, when you're there, watch out for ray technology, Pi. Yep. Your pink chip is working, Pi. Yep. You emulate blue and green well, and you're immune to red ray, but only a few hours, and a few hours, yet get out of there. That's true. When you're fully upgraded, only about 4 days or so, yeah, y'all good. You can fight well, Pi, but you need to be careful. You heal, get out of there. Yeah, get out of there, Pi. Yep, that's true. Wait about 50 hours, yep, and then, yep, turn your skin back to normal, Pi, accurate. And it was 2 hours of reformatting your skin. You feel immediately, Pi, what demons are telling you about. A new hidden ray that hits you, Pi. That's true. Pi's knights are on it, and then Paisa, when you strike it, and then your knights are, yep, synthesizing it to demonic fluids and nanos and elixirs, and then you're beaming it back into medicine electricity back into you and yet your human immortals and demons, and then you knew you become immune to it. But look, Pi, it is not regular. Yeah, it's not regular. Yeah, it's not regular ray, Pi. And then later on, you'll figure which monster and white nations old who created that. Yeah, that's true. Who created the ray? And right there, Pi, was 5 hours of liars on the internet making fun of you, only to get beheaded by Behemoth. Yeah, real, yeah, real. A European, yeah. European men, yeah. Demon, real, yeah, real. He got it and he said, there, that's that. Yeah, Pi is from an old angel program, yeah. Children raised and backed into the heavens, yep, in Indonesia, Thailand, and Emperor Real, yep. Back into the metal space station buildings. It is not nice, but yeah, good. Yeah, it's good enough. And Paisa, when you're there, best fight scene. Two kids in say, when your rake spirits from the UFO arrives, yep, you have your printers, print your green sword and your white sword. 2 hours you use the green, yeah, the green sword. I saw you use the green sword. In 2 hours you macheted off the white goddess from the Middle East, yeah. Technically, Europeans call you monsters. Pi's right, yeah, Pi's right. And then Pi told you, Pi's duty is to murder off the goetic demons. That's true, yeah, that's true. I told the kid, 4 hours of the fucking bat demon hiding, and it tells you, Pi, how the fuck do you do that after 600 years of being illiterate, Pi? Yeah, that's true, that's true. Simply lucky, yeah, lucky. And Pi, ก็จุดตัวซะ honest one the die to pata pe channel pay to me young the to your grandpa ram hit the European demon though yeah normal, yeah, normal. How are you raising your demons and your children? Yeah, man. And 229 you won, Pi. And it was lots of celestial court, yeah, charges, but you won, Pi. Yeah, you won, Pi. And it was there, Persia and Jerusalem, nothing but, yeah, African space pirates and monsters. Real, yeah, real. The funny thing is, Pi, you fought off 8 of them, and then, yep, in 2600, yeah, you fought against African sun gods or something. Real, yeah, real. Them decided to let Pi live right when Hound Aunt appears from English. Yep, yeah, real, yeah, real. Real Egyptian, yeah, real, yeah, real. Pi flies back to America. Less than 12 seconds here in Wisconsin. Accurate, yeah, that's true. Hey, Paisa, 229, 2 hours of you crying, Pi, because you saw what China said to you. How can you murder us, Pyro? You're only space pirate junk. And you're a prototype that Paisan's nation never accepted. But a few survives, and the rest Pi will murder. Real, yeah, real. I saw you get accepted into Indonesian, yep, and Thai royalties, but I not believe you, yep. I go there and I see a bunch of refugees and stowaways and corners of the walls and stuff flying in groups, yeah, in the space buildings, yep, that's true, that's true. Hey, Paisa, you saw what happened? 5 monsters wet right when you enter, Paya, that's correct. And then Paisa, when you're there, lots of liars are lamb, Paya, that's true, yeah, that's true. So try to, and then Paisa, anything go wrong, you have a space station on Mars, you save. Yeah, that's 100% law, that's correct. Paisa, when you did that, I saw your crystal aura glass hit, and then nothing can hit Mars. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Nothing can land. And 2 hours, I saw 5 hours of you cutting open the fucking lamb, and it dies somewhere in Mars. Yeah, 100% as we did that. Yeah, it's a wild lamb demon. Head of a tiger, yeah, some kind of European thief. Some kind of pirate, and it has true. And the rest of your eyeballing lecture, yeah, sticks and atoms and molecules, yep, I'll steal that and make stuff from it. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Oh, you see that? 4 fucking junks. Fucking flying around, Pi. Knew it. Which one? Yeah, y'all can. Yep. And then right there, fly around, Pi. Yep. You need to loot a UFO, reboot the computer, and then make certain your chip is healing. Pick up your baby demons, Pi. Don't use the 12th or 13th generation. Yeah, use, yep, anything else but the 13th generation. The tiny demons are from old Bellum. Pi. Yeah, y'all good. Yeah, not Bellum, but Bellum. Yeah, Bellum. And then we modded so safe for human ages. You did it right back. 100% as we did. Pi, it protects your brain tissue to your intestine. Real, yeah, real. Afterwards, yep, you can ride any UFO, but be careful, Pi. Afterwards, I see a chunk of your metal, yeah, melting, and then simply endure, shout, and heal. Reprint your metal if you need, and re-inject. Pi, yeah, 100% as we did realize we don't, yeah. Woman, it conducts enough electricity to the skin and nucleus, the muscle tissues that, yeah, such superpowers. Real, yeah, real. And Paisi, you see that? 3 days of you flying faster light over there. People knew it. Yep, you're preparing for the big fight with Chinese and whatever Southeast Asian, yep, kings and queen and stupid angels. That's true, that's true. You murdered 2 of them, yep, right there in Thailand, and perma lots are murdered by Ba. That's true, that's true. Nothing but unwanted characters of goetic fucking scum experiments and, downgraded human beings. Worthlessness, yeah, a lot of worthlessness, that's true, Pi. It was 4 hours of you gutting the fucking worthless Asian, and then you flew around in the 2 hours of him crying, Pi. And then Pi shouted, what good is you? You was not allowed into my Mon King Cobra Nation. You was that disgusting Thai fucking goofy thing. Once straightened out, yeah, him is actually dealt with. Yeah, him is dealt with, that's correct. And then 4 hours, Pi, yeah. You saw when the Cambodian came with the hawk, yeah, Pi punched him, yeah, Pi punched him in the face, the side of the rib, and Pi kicked him right in the knee. Yeah, real. Pi pushed him, yeah, pushed and shoved him. And right there, you fly away from him, and right there, you waited if the hawk wanted to fight you. Nope, the hawk nodded, didn't say nothing, and then them both flew off. Yeah, real. Right there in Thailand, blue skies, real. The fucking cool thing, Pi, is that during those events, they didn't say you was always on Earth on the internet, and the garbage crying right there in Lao knew it. Yeah, you look always 24. Yeah, that's true. You never age. And the right there, Pi, 2 hours of that kid crying, and then him knowing he's found missing. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Because your duty was to come and get Pi. In fact, you tried to hide and said Pi passed away and said, and so Pi murdered you. And up there, Pi talked to the wealthy owners of your technology, and that's that. Yeah, you is nothing but a stupid human soul that was raised inappropriately right there in Southeast Asia. You is not deserving of anything. Valmont Pais and murdered you. Hell yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. It was 9 hours of Tumia Yopen. Real, yeah, that's right. That's real. And kid in China, we cannot help you. Yeah, you was a big thief and a big pirate, and pie ended your nation. Real, yeah, real. The big event pie took about 9 months, and then them all extinct. Real, yeah, real. None cannot claim that them are anything after that because them are murdered and butchered by demons and spirits. Real, yeah, your own granny spirits. Yeah, from your old genetic code, yeah, guts you throughout the land on earth. Real, yeah, real, yeah. You thought pie was funny? You see that? Yeah, you see that. You 그 뽀뽀파이즈에 돈을 가르고 나가 시로 supercharger. They pay someone's gun don't look ass real kid. All them others only 10s and 13. Them never there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They país all their Malaysian wheel fucking shit. Pi murdered 13 of them per second. Real, yeah, real. Him cried because he has similar decks. But a few years, yep, and you supercharge it, you should be able to do at least 4,000, 5,000 accurate, yeah, per second. Paisen, you is around those oldie range speeds. You was a monster, Pi, yeah. You accurate, Pi, yeah, that's true, yeah. Your cuts from your sword, yeah, hits the torso, the head. You cut up faster than most gods, but later on, Pi, when you fight, you know you heal faster and faster, endure, Pi, yeah, that's true. You see why what scared Pi was level 3s and 4 because as soon as Pi he does 80 trillion cuts on you, you did 70 trillion cuts on him per second. Hyper collision, yeah, cuts right through his torso and body, head, and the shoulder area, and right there, boom, yeah, he took off too. Yeah, he took off to heal too. 2 fucking hours accurate Pi. The fight was 4 days. Yeah, 4 days, yeah. But hygienic, yeah, hygienic. Him didn't dare to light Pi up. Pi didn't light him up to that. That's true, that's true. And then Pi halted, yeah, Pi halted. Pi notices AP index, yep, not full of it. The weaker, yeah, Pi laid away in the millions and billions real. Fights up there pretty much instantly, yeah, if them didn't want your Astro. And Pi using, you see what happened? 14 minutes and you shouted, go away. Me not want to murder you or kill you. And then it nods, yeah, it nods, Pi, yeah, that's true. And later on it was 2 hours of Chinese gales, yeah, flying up there and you nodding, yeah, those look like demons. And they're those Indonesian breads, and then Pinot, yeah, they're everywhere in the Indonesian space country, metal building, rail, up there in place, rail. They're flying around in groups, and you see their mom, dad, you nodded, yeah, you nodded. You know how graphic things are, and you have a lot of real refugee white people up there. Space pirates, a lot of evil, yeah, a lot of evil. And 229 Pi, when we overtake the space station, go at demons around the asteroid, that's law. And then, yep, when you're done making a new space station, Pi 2 will be, well, 1 will be for those poetic demons, yep. A prison, yeah, prison. We will go and see what them bred and then what them made and stripped and murdered away. That's correct, yeah, that's correct. That is soul payment for fucking ruining Earth and ruining, yep, human god DNA. That's correct. And it was 229 Pi. Liars are in Islam claiming they're fucking clean as a pipe. No, you was 7 million monsters. I was real. Yeah, that is your grandpa invented the goetic demons. Real. Yeah, that's true. In the 2025 year, real. That is factual data. The funny thing is, when you fought some of those New Zealand types, right, you notice what scared you. 2 hours of it lying to you. Yeah. And Pi, I saw you bred into a bunch of Bellum clones from the Middle East, and right there, your son looks healthy, but use him up, Pi, because later on, about 4,000 years of playing with him dies, and then loot his DNA, yeah, loot his DNA, and his device is converted over, and then fly around, because the fucking shit is a wild one, has a wild one. And then later on, yeah, the other white gods trying to talk to you, and you know what them are really after? Nothing good, yeah, nothing good. And right afterwards, by 4 hours of you charming your son, yeah, he flies off. And then you knew immediately, Pi, yeah, 3,000 years of playing dad and flying around the space station. And then you knew, Pi, yeah, 4 of them kept cutting you up, and then you cut them, and then, yep, a few passed away, and you looted, yeah, you looted the white language, real, yeah, real. You looted a Hebrew version of a white language. They claim them are Israel, Islam, Pyrone, yeah, whatever, Bellum clone, yeah. 2 fucking hours of Pi kicking the Bellum clone. It looks like a fucking little rodent, but like a fish whale skin, and it's all black, and then 2 pointy ears, and then yeah, sharp hands, rail, yeah, that's Bellum demon. 2 hours of them running, yeah, running. and it doesn't have legs. It has like a dugong tail. It has like a yeah, it has a tail. Yeah, it has a tail. Yeah, it looks almost a viper. Yeah, it looks almost a viper. And then 2 hours of people laughing with Pi. Pi, so you know what happened? 4 fucking hours of you killing them. You saw three little kids cry. You wrote, those are not allowed in Asian Dragon Country. No, you was lucky to be alive and dwelling with us. No, you was not allowed in Dragon Country. And then right there, Pi, when you get to Perma, you summon your real Roy Hawks. They come back, and then more are missing. But then, yeah, Violet male gods with swords are there. And then Pi bred into one group. And then right there, Pi not tell her. And then later on, yeah, very graphic. First was fun. Second, third. Third is a bit goofy, buddy. Pi. Your fifth survived. Pi A plus. Pi smart. Smart Hebrew. Yeah, y'all could. It was there. Those are your I was. And yeah, those are your monsters from I was in Islam. That's true. Yeah. What is Islam? A mixture of Hebrew and stuff. But it's like the father and the ninth and 13th generation that made Islam. But from what? From Hebrew, which is the monsters. That's true. That's true. And then your mom is considered the holy age. That is not. I wrote. It makes sense when you know exactly what them are. That's true. Hey, someone I said, look good, don't you think? Same thing, yeah, same thing. A bunch of evil old white guys. That's correct. 3 days of pie flicking it off, and then you have these Bellum clones. Yeah, creepy. Yeah, creepy. And you see their blue hazel eye and very graphic. Yeah, very graphic, but very poor. So yeah, normal. Yeah, normal. But it's go, yeah, you're just being nice, but you're simply being nice. The best fight scene is 4 hours of you fighting one. Yeah, he let you win, but then you're not in. And it was the best fight scene. 2 hours later, you saw two areas of your head cut open, and then you paste together, and then you nodded. Yeah, you forgot. I think that's true. Because those are real war god. You have psychokinesis strength, a bit stronger than Pi had. Pi's developing. That's true. It's gonna take a few thousand years, and then Pi get there. That's true. The best fight scene, Pi, when you're flying around with your son, you'll come to the conclusion, Pi, when you looted it, boot in and then convert to your tech, and then your electricity should be immune to the goetic demons and most white nations of God. Pi, that's true, that's true. Be careful, Pi. Your skin is immune to their ray technology, not melt, Pi. But 9 hours your night, yep, gutting a few, and then, yep, extracting the eyeball and brain tissue and the spinal cord, and then, yep, making certain from demonic fluids and demonic metal alloy. Real, yeah, real. 4 hours of you doing that too, Pi. You smart, you smart. Be careful, Pi, because I know immediately why Bellum is hiding him is not wanted in Asia. That's correct. It is the first time, Pi, you went there. You saw 2 hours of that Hebrew goddess. Pi, y'all could. 你都 Pi, 你冇嘛你唔知啊，Pi，你就报得来就那 Hebrew 啊，你唔知些，我保卫家了，我don't sign on the Israel. The female that passed away in the picture, those are type hybrid, but that version was Israel. Yeah, the pure, who was malnourished. They were not harlots women. Yeah, that's true. The malnourished is the one that didn't give pussy and was not fed, and then her grew up like that. The one that was big and tall, shameless, but yeah, afterwards, yeah, people left it alone. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Very graphic. Yeah, very graphic. 個婆拜個喺你湖啊，個喺你幫到個喺你北個嘴，第一個嘴 a lot of weird Asians, yeah, a lot of weird Malaysians and Indonesians up there. And Pais, they're flying in groups, yeah, Pais flying away from them with Pais bot and demons, yeah, that's true. And then right there, I saw 2 hours of your bot flying next to a humanoid bot. You look neat, Pi, yeah, they look like nice, real, yeah, real. And you know what happened, Pi? 4 hours of fight, and then you survive, and he's like, damn it. Those are war times, yeah, that's true. And the best fight scene, the kid that pulls out the blue sword that is Asian, yeah, Pi has a few words for you, and then, yep, if you, yep, and then right there, Pi do end it, yeah, Pi see if it's not worth keeping alive, yeah, Pi ended it, because that was old Chindu technology, them theft from Pi's white nations, and right there you won, Pi, yeah, the stupid Chindu immortal, Pi's looking for that shit too, yeah, it dies. Pi go to the Tibetan too, real, yeah, real. Later on, the Tibetan motherfucking angel, yeah, Pi ended in Thailand, real, yeah, Pi summon it, it's only a beggar, it's not supposed to be up there, real. And then probably using right hours, 20 more days by when you get to that space station. It was 9 gods that spotted you in Perma space station. And then they played them, yeah, they played them, yeah, normal. You know how graphic it is, yeah. Because you go in a supercharger like 5 times, they're gonna go. And then later on, when they're fighting for real pie, yeah, you win in science skin mode and you flew around, yeah, flew around. Because after you get cut up, you heal faster, yeah, that's true. And it not hit your genetic code in the spinal cord, and you not melt, yeah, you not dies. But 20 hours of you doing that pie, you're gonna find out why her fucking flaying, yeah, y'all could. 3 days of you being cut up by that fucking little bitch, and then Pi knew was a stupid bitch in Brazil. So you're the goetic fucking clone from Israel? No, you was not Israel, yo, cuz. Yep, Israel is talking to Pi. Yep, when Pi, you summon your Israel, family down. They're the original 60,000 times real. Yep, real. You was from that fucking cutthroat I was in Hebrew. That's true. And goetic demon, that's true. I was gonna end you then, yeah, I was gonna end you. Bezos won't package up. When they really pushed you, yeah, you cut up their Saudi white war gods, 70,000 dead per second, and then you spotted the other two, yeah, similar supercharger, and then, yep, you flew out of there, yeah, you flew out of there, yep, because those are level 3, and then very graphic, yeah, it's on Chaisu, and Paisa, right there, you lied to him, you didn't put on your Egyptian supercharger, that's true, that's true. If I did it, you would have seen 2 to 5 trillion, yep, level 3's missing, right there. 3 fucking hours of Kitaya, no Kitana, Bogadana, yeah, y'all good. And then be careful, Pa. Every time you play the weaker, a lot of melting in your abdominal, but then, yep, endure and heal, Pa. Yeah, that's true. Yep, because it looks like you're a lower level and then they not attack you. Yeah, that's true. And Pa, every time your abdominal melts like around, Pa, it's a war God who makes you faster. Yeah, that's true. Yep. And be good, Pa. Big thing. Yeah, accurate. Right on my vein forces. Have your words, Tiger. I've been running at 43. Even better, 100% green light OSD. They say 27, 23. No such thing. Lecture didn't even activate. Got 4 million. I'm like, they thefted one from your starting rank. He didn't even activate the fight until it's, no, it's about 38. Yeah, 38 it activates. Yeah, that's true. He's mixing. I have real. He activates it right there. More devices coming from me. But hey, plus by. You saw your rigs. Old demon spirits are still there, but you see the head and then long tender like real those are my demons. Yeah, that's correct. Right on my vein rig spirits. Yeah, vein ghoul spirits. Yeah, okay. Pie, you won, but be careful, Pie. 4 fucking hours of that make believe bitch fucking with Pie. Fleeing in the Middle East when your gold rig descended and said, "What kind of a thief is you? You poor broke monster." Yeah, and then yeah. Her is stripped and murdered because her took some of your alien devices and demon devices. Real, yeah, real. Until then, yeah, real, yeah, real.